On this week's news, F1's young guns prepare for Aston, while McLaren tests out its IndyCar stars in Austria. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click that bell so you never miss an update. The garages will be busy across the final 4 races, with a number of F1 teams yet to run young drivers in the required 2 FP1 sessions. Aston will see Ferrari running Robert Schwartzman, Théo Pourchaire will be in at Alfa Romeo, while Williams will have US native Logan Sargent, who is gunning for a 2023 seat. Ahead, 2022 F2 champion Felipe Drugovich will replace Lance Stroll at Aston Martin in Abu Dhabi's FP1. While in Mexico and Abu Dhabi, Haas will run Pietro Fittipaldi.
Super excited to announce that I'll be doing the FP1 in Mexico and Abu Dhabi. I want to thank Haas F1 team for the great opportunity. I drove the car in the beginning of the year in Bahrain, but to get another chance to drive the VF22, it's going to be pretty amazing. It's a very fast car, and I'm looking forward to driving in Mexico and Abu Dhabi.
Fittipaldi replaced an injured Romain Grosjean in 2020's final 2 Grands Prix, but is eligible as a rookie, with regulations stating 2 or fewer starts.
I'm delighted to have Pietro back in the car, in the Haas F1 car after Bahrain, the first time in the FP1s. In Mexico and Abu Dhabi. He's always around the world with us to be ready to be a reserve driver. He qualifies as a rookie because he has only done 2 races, but I think it's a very good thing for Pietro and for Haas F1.
Austria's Red Bull Ring was again alive with the sound of F1 last week, with McLaren bringing its IndyCar stars to the Spielberg track for more laps with the 2021 race-winning MCL 35M. Mexican Pato Award and Spaniard Alex Palau both got time behind the wheel, which built upon their run in the same car last month in Barcelona, with their F1 weekend debuts coming up. Award's shot is Abu Dhabi, while Palau will be on track this Friday in Aston.
Had lots of fun, lots of laps. So yeah, it's been a pretty cool off-season so far. Hopefully I get a chance to meet this car again. Overall, it's been an amazing project to be part of.
2-time F1 world champion Max Verstappen has backed AlphaTauri's decision to re-sign Yuki Tsunoda for 2023, keeping the Honda protege in the Red Bull stable for a 3rd season. Tsunoda struggled with confidence in his debut campaign, despite points in his first race in Bahrain. A move to AlphaTauri home Faenza mid-2021 helped ease his concerns, but he's yet to score this year since Spain, meaning 2023 is make or break.
Yeah, it's great to have Yuki anyway, and it's also great for the Japanese fans to have a Japanese driver, and to have him, of course, within the Red Bull family is a bonus, and he's a great guy. I think he deserves it, and I'm sure that he can do even better next year with a little bit more experience.
82-year-old racing icon Mario Andretti showed last weekend he's still got it, following his return to an F1 car at the Velocity Invitational at Laguna Seca, with the beloved star getting a run in the 2013 McLaren MP428. Andretti was promised an F1 run by McLaren boss Zak Brown following a chat in Miami, with his Laguna laps prep for his demonstration runs this weekend at the Circuit of the Americas, where the final corner will be renamed in his honor.
Here he goes, the great Mario Andretti.
Mercedes hopes its final upgrade for the season at the next race in Aston enables it to finally crack into the front-runners' battle with Ferrari and Red Bull, though qualifying will be the real test. The Silver Arrows are bringing a raft of upgrades to the USA as part of its final step of aero development, and some updated, lighter components to get the W13 closer to the weight limit.
Now, our race pace has been reasonably strong, so if we can make a step, Hopefully we can get into the fight with the Ferraris and the Red Bulls, but qualifying for us is the really difficult one to predict at the moment. But as I said, a lot of it is about learning, and we're certainly going to give it our best shot in the final 4 races.
Mercedes is focused on 2023, with the last race in Japan, where its high downforce setup compromised it on the straights, highlighting the W13's major flaw involving aero efficiency.
Fundamentally, one of the things that we need to improve on the car for next year is get the car to have more downforce at the lower drag levels, and then we can race those lighter wings and still be competitive in the corners.
Former Hispania racing driver Pedro de la Rosa has joined Aston Martin as ambassador, smoothing the inward path for 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso, who will arrive next year. De la Rosa, who is a veteran of 104 F1 starts, last worked with Alonso at McLaren and Ferrari. Alpine team boss Otmar Szafnauer has revealed that the squad did hold discussions with a number of drivers, including Daniel Ricciardo, until it became aware Pierre Gasly was potentially available. Alpine announced ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix that Gasly will race for Enstone on a multi-year deal from 2023, alongside Esteban Ocon, for what's expected to be a fiery all-French partnership. But while Gasly was the preference, given he's experienced, fast and young, Szafnauer looked at all options available. Well, at the beginning we did have discussions with a few drivers, including Daniel, Szafnauer said. Ricciardo is set to stand on the sidelines in 2023, with his aim to return in 2024 with a stronger long-term prospect. Saudi Arabia has announced it'd love to host 2 races in future, with the desert nation seeking to retain the Jeddah Corniche circuit once its Qiddiya permanent track is finished. Jeddah was originally seen as a temporary solution, but Saudi Arabia's sports minister says it could provide a contrast to future race host City in Development Qiddiya, an $8 billion 334 square kilometer entertainment, sports and arts epicenter, 45 kilometers from capital Riyadh. I think that's something that we have to discuss with F1 and see how it goes. But we definitely would love to have that, said His Royal Highness Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal. Sky Sports UK's F1 analyst Karun Chandhok has hailed Red Bull's ability to nail the new era regulations, following 2021's tense title battle that came down to the final round and lap in Abu Dhabi. Red Bull has dominated F1 in 2022 with 14 wins from 18 races run so far. But it could easily have been a different story, said Chandhok in a chat with the sport's official podcast Beyond the Grid.
You can't help but be impressed with what Red Bull have done this year. You know, they were in the thick end of the World Championship battle last year. It would have been easy for them to take their eye off the huge regulation changes coming for this season, but they did a tremendous job. You know, the car's been competitive. They had a few reliability issues early on. Max seems to be driving at a whole other level, more mature, more calm than he was last year. And, you know, they deserve all the success that they're getting at the moment.
British driver Jamie Chadwick has secured a 3rd straight W Series title after the all-female category cancelled its final 3 races in the USA and Mexico amid crippling financial issues. Chadwick won 5 straight races to start the season before compatriot Alice Powell ended that run in Hungary. The 24-year-old was able to seal the title at the last race in Singapore, but qualified down the order after a wet session and crashed out of the race. Chadwick, though, was made 2022 champion in the week following the Marina Bay round, the Brit 50 points clear of nearest rival Beitske Visser, with W Series failing to receive contracted investment in time. We've just had to call it because obviously there are deadlines on payments and things that need to be done, said Catherine Bond-Muir, W Series CEO. The series will now focus on fundraising for the 2023 season. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.